Good afternoon, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. I'm City Manager Harold Stewart. On behalf of everyone at the City of Minot, welcome to the annual State of the City event. We started this event to provide information to our community, highlight successes and challenges from the previous year, and to offer our vision for the coming year. We've done that in a variety of ways, including last year's video-only message from the mayor. This year, we're glad to be back in person. To everyone here and to those watching on the city's social media outlets, thank you for spending some time with us today. I'd like to thank John McMartin and his staff at the Minot Area Chamber EDC for helping us make today's event possible. Thanks also to Superintendent Mark Vollmer and everyone at Minot Public School District for allowing us to use this facility. We're looking forward to students and teachers filling this building when it becomes our second public high school. I know there are members of the City Council in attendance today, as well as City of Minot staff members who are here with us. Your dedication and work made 2021 a successful year, and we look forward to working together in 2022 and beyond. To our local legislators in attendance today and those who may be watching online, we appreciate your support. We will continue to lean on you as we work to fund the ongoing flood protection project and many other projects and programs that are vital to the future growth and resilience of our city. With that, we'll get right to our program. Shaun Sipma was elected mayor of Minot in 2018 after serving as a member of the City Council. When he's not performing his mayoral duties, Shaun is an insurance agent and a volunteer with Farm Rescue. He's also an active outdoorsman and rockhound. Shaun is certainly no stranger to these events. This is his fourth State of the City address. Please welcome Mayor Shaun Sipma.
All right, we should probably make sure that thing is on. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to each and every person for being here, but we do have a very strong routine of starting out meetings for the City Council, and seeing as we have a quorum here, if I could have you all rise, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So thank you. Before I get going, I just do have to lament for just a moment, this being the fourth State of the City. First, it's great to be back in person, and second, we've finally figured out the secret to getting people here, lunchtime on a Friday. So, great to see so many people out here. We're happy to be in this building today simply because this will be transformed into Minot's second public high school. That is absolutely amazing. I want to say congratulations to Mark Vollmer, the Public School Board, for seeing the benefits of years of hard work to improve the education for the children in Minot. Absolutely outstanding. So maybe when the Dr. Mark Vollmer High School opens up here in the near future, it's good, people are laughing, they know it was a joke. It'd be great to be back here for a State of the City in the future to see when the second public high school in Minot is complete. So, congratulations and thank you to each and every one of you and to the community itself. You know, I want to say thank you to the community partners and stakeholders too. Without the support, guidance, and encouragement, Minot would not be the community that it is today. Certainly we will continue to work on those relationships and foster those together as we work for a better Minot in the future. I want to also say especially a big thank you to the Minot Chamber EDC for their assistance for making this year's event possible. And to John and the entire staff for all of your help, thank you. It's outstanding work. But before we dive into the meat of this, I would like to take a moment to recognize someone who has played a key role in our community for the past 30 years. Mr. John McMartin, if you would come up, please. Woo! See, he didn't know I was going to do this. You know, through his years of leadership and his role as the Minot Area Chamber EDC, John McMartin has been an ardent supporter of Minot. He's been especially active in fostering a strong community relationship with Minot Air Force Base and the base retention efforts as part of Task Force 21. He's worked to attract new businesses to our community, and he's been a familiar face and a familiar voice down at the state legislature, testifying on behalf of all of the efforts of Minot Air Force Base, and the region. John recently announced that he's going to be retiring this year. We want to say, John, thank you for all of your years of service, hard work, and dedication for the community, and congratulations on your retirement. We wish you absolutely nothing but the best. And as a token of a thank you, seeing as I'm a Task Force 21 member, we have the honor of presenting the Mayor's Challenge coin as a part of that. John, outstanding work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You know, as we reflect on the community's history, we remember the challenges that we've encountered as a community. Our predecessors faced many different choices. They made decisions by gathering information, weighing their options, and then choosing the road they believed was best for the community. Now, the road they believed was best was the one that we hope they often took. Whether we recognize it or not, we too are making choices each and every day. We're choosing our city's future path through our everyday decisions, and many of those are once-in-a-lifetime decisions. We chose to build the Northwest Area Water Supply Project. We chose the challenge of designing, funding, and constructing a $1 billion basin-wide flood control plan. We chose to continually strengthen our relationships with Minot Air Force Base. And as a community, we chose to create Minot's second public high school. At the City of Minot, we accept our role in our community's future, and we accept the challenges of public service. Previous Minot leaders faced real-life challenges and faced the proverbial fork in the road, and so too have we. But unlike the poet Robert Frost, we're not lamenting on the road not taken. Rather, we're embracing the road that has been taken and the road we have purposely chosen because the road represents the best path forward for our community. There have been endless debates about the meaning of the Robert Frost poem, but we'll keep those discussions for another day. For us, we know this to be true. Figure out if that's mine or somebody else's. Hang on 2 moments. For this, we know this to be true. We are grateful for the courage of previous leaders and their steadfast work towards a better Minot. As they did, we realize that the decisions we make today have enormous and lasting impacts on the generations of Minot who will call Minot home in the future. In many ways, 2021 was a challenging year for Minot. The uncertainty surrounding COVID-19, the pandemic, how it is affecting business, disrupting the education system, and changing the way the government operates nearly at every level. If that is our only perspective, though, 2021 was certainly somewhat of a letdown. But yes, there were challenges, and certainly that is not our perspective as we reflect on 2021. We believe that all the signs are here that Minot remains a steadfast on the road to becoming a more resilient, more prosperous community. And to that end, the Minot City Council has adopted aspirations, a set of goals and principles to help guide the decision-making process moving forward. Those aspirations include resilient and prepared, dynamic and prosperous, excellent and connected, and safe and welcoming. When we view 2021 through these aspirations, we see a positive year. And when we allow ourselves to take a step back and honestly reflect on the past year, we see a year filled with success stories and purposeful gains. Through a variety of projects, we've chosen to make Minot a more resilient community. The flood of 2011 taught us many, many lessons, and none more than this. We must be prepared to protect our community from future flooding. If we take a look around the community today, progress on this goal is nearly everywhere. An ever-growing visible line of protection is winding its way through the heart of our community, rising on the river banks for the Mouse River Enhanced Flood Protection Project, not just through Minot, but throughout the entire river basin. In 2021, we saw the completion of several phases and the design preparation work for upcoming phases on the east side of Minot, with substantial number of property acquisitions right along Railway Avenue. In 2021, we saw the completion of several phases of the design of preparation works moving forward, and while we recognize that physical appearance on our community has significantly changed by the flood and ensuing flood protection, it involves relocating residents in danger of flooding to a safer and more resilient neighborhoods. And certainly, we have made a lot of progress on that in 2021, and that work will continue in 2022. We must remind ourselves of the magnitude, though, of this project. It is the largest infrastructure project that Minot has ever undertaken. And what we are witnessing has never been done before on a scale not only in Minot, but throughout the entire Mouse River Basin. The logistical challenges of construction of flood walls, levees, pump stations, and all of the other components of this billion-dollar basin-wide project are absolutely daunting. And while the physical construction continues, there is also an enormous amount of work happening in meeting rooms, not only at the legislature, but from Minot to Bismarck all the way to Washington, D.C. This Herculean task would not be possible without the steadfast assistance from our local, our state, and our federal partners. We want to say thank you to all of our state legislators for their continued support. Our list of state partners is certainly long, but from the Governor Doug Burgum's office to the State Water Commission to the SRJB Board, the Souris River Joint Board, we thank all of the agencies and officials who have played a significant role in prioritizing the protection for residents for the Mouse River Basin. We recognize that without the guidance and support of our congressional delegation, Senators John Hoeven, this is where I kill this and grab the stick mic.
It's going well.
So as I was saying, this is where we have to say thank you to our congressional delegation. This is Senators John Hoeven, Kevin Kramer, and Representative Kelly Armstrong. For this once-in-a-lifetime project would not happen without their steadfast assistance. We thank them for this, but we also want to remind them of this. We have a very, very long way to go, and we will continue to lean on all of them as we work to complete this project as effectively and efficiently as possible. Now, the road we have chosen now is one that the one road that we must choose now is one to speed up the progress of flood control. We have 20 more years of construction ahead of us. Think about that, 20 more years of flood control work ahead of us. This past legislative session, the SRJB Board President, Mr. David Ashley, and I went and testified in front of the legislature to convince them that it is time to pick up the pace on this construction and move that timetable to just 10 or 12 more years. Doing so would get the safety structure in place faster, and it would protect life and health much faster, and it would also realize substantial cost savings. The inflationary cost savings on construction alone would be more than $130 million. Think about that. The flood insurance cost savings for a quicker construction timetable would be more than $80 million, not just in Minot, but throughout the entire basin. Now, the city can meet these increasing flood control costs, but it's the task of our leaders at the legislature to see the substantial benefits. It's our task to continue that conversation at the state legislature. It's a tall order, but I believe this absolutely can be done. Now, when I ran for mayor a number of years ago, one of my focuses was on removing or rehabilitating the zombie homes, the derelict properties within the flood zone. Through efforts like the Next Door Neighbor program and with the community cooperation and partnerships, we've removed more than 30 of these structures from the list. And with only a short little while to go, there is only a handful of them left. The end of the road to ending up the blight in the valley is coming to a close. Soon after the flood of 2011, discussions began on how to ensure the safety and security of City Hall and Central Dispatch, which were threatened by the flood waters. Years of hard work finally paid off in 2021 when the city purchased the old Wells Fargo building in downtown Minot, and plans to rehabilitate that structure on a new City Hall are already underway. We expect within the new City Hall, new council chambers, new office spaces for the City Council, new office spaces for the mayor, and a multitude of city offices. This will absolutely be meaningful, and also getting the central dispatch relocating away from the potential flood zone that absolutely was threatened and threatened City Hall in 2011. Down the road in the not too distant future, the Minot Police Department and the municipal court will also be taking over the current City Hall. We're excited about this project, which is substantially funded through the National Disaster Resiliency Competition Grant. And if all goes to schedule, the city will occupy that structure and building in about 15 months. A project to expand our water treatment plant also was completed in 2021. We essentially doubled the size of the facility and boosted the amount of water that we're able to treat on a daily basis up to 18 million gallons. This is part of the Northwest Area Water Supply Project, and certainly NAS, for many of us, we know that road has diverged many times. But as we work our way down the road with NAS, we know the end of the road is in sight. Construction is underway right now for a biota treatment plant at Max, which will bring water from Lake Sakakawea for first treatment at the biota treatment plant, and then on to Minot to be fully treated and then distributed through the Northwest Area Water Supply Project to communities who otherwise struggle to find good quality and reliable drinking water. This project is set to have that treatment facility at Max completed in approximately 3 years. Keep in mind this is a federal construction project, so I said approximately. But we hope to have water flowing by 2024 or 2025. Part of our federal NDR funding we received in 2016 was dedicated to creating more affordable housing within our community, and there continues to be success through a variety of different private and public partnerships. Blue on Broadway opened in 2021 with a mix of low and moderate income housing and commercial spaces. The Milton Young Towers is undergoing renovations through a partnership within the city and the Minot Housing Authority, and that will add 18 two-bedroom apartments. Work is ongoing for Park South 2, a 22-unit affordable housing unit development in southeast Minot, and, not to be left out, Souris Heights, a 54 affordable unit senior housing complex. The Resilient Homebuyer Program is also providing financial assistance to low to moderate income housing for those families that were affected by the 2011 flood. Now, this program has been so successful that to date, more than 180 residents have completed those applications, with more than 60 closings that have taken place. It's been so successful that, in fact, the full city council appropriated an additional $1.5 million from the NDR funds into this program moving forward. A new subrecipient agreement has also been completed for Project B, formerly the YWCA, for the development of Minot's first ever family homeless shelter. The project has been years in the making. With that project, we hope to have and plan to have that project closed out by the NDR program deadline of September 30th of 2023. We also conducted the Broadway Corridor Study in 2021 using this data to plan to rehabilitate Minot's busiest traffic corridor throughout the entire city. Broadway carries literally thousands of vehicles every day through the heart of our community, and yet there are parts of Broadway that are in dire need of rehabilitation. Most of that is notably the area south of 20th Avenue South. Safe pedestrian access through most of this corridor is simply just non-existent. It makes it imperative that we continue to partner with our friends at the North Dakota Department of Transportation, our federal agencies, and local partners, so that we're able to move forward to design, fund, and construct safe and efficient corridors for pedestrians, for bikers, and of course, motorists on the south edge of Broadway. The study is simply the first step. That project will continue in 2022 and for years to come. Now, I think we can all agree that Minot has always been one of the big small towns. That's why we love it. At the city, we are taking steps to ensure the sense of community spirit and pride is nurtured. In 2022, our first responders are serving and protecting our community while working to improve the operations and creating efficiencies wherever they can. I think in today's world, the word hero gets thrown around a little bit too loosely. But the men and women who choose these professions exemplify truly what the word hero means. We certainly want to thank them for their heroism and their daily commitment to our safety within the community. This year, we're expanding the umbrella of protections for our residents by constructing Fire Station number 5 on Minot's northwest side. When this station is operational, it will be located along 4th Avenue Northwest and will provide faster and more reliable access to emergency calls in Northwest Minot. As part of the building, there are already strong relationships with the community and our departments. Both fire and police held citizen academies in 2021. Attendees got a close-up view of how the fire and police departments operate and witnessed the duties that the fire and police operate on every single day. Now, they're essential, we'll try this one more time. Their essential duty to protect and serve remains intact, but the day-to-day challenges absolutely have changed dramatically with the additional protections required interacting with the public. And we're not just talking about the COVID day-to-day impact. Certainly that has had a big enough impact, but the growing flow of illegal narcotics has complicated the jobs of our first responders. The negative effects on cities across the United States, it's real and it's growing, and it's putting our first responders in a high-risk situation each and every day. In 2021, the Minot Police Department responded to calls for service. Not to be outdone, the fire department responded to 4,487 calls for service. For the police department, far too many of those calls involve illegal drugs, narcotics, which often leads to dangerous interactions with the public. Members of the fire department find themselves in daily risky situations. If putting out fires wasn't risky enough, firefighters also provide medical assistance on the scenes of auto accidents, fires, and drug overdoses. The list of duties and responsibilities constantly and continually expand, which makes the fire department's motto, trained, maintained, and ready, more important now today than ever. Our firefighters and police officers are visible members of our community, and not just when they're on the job. We see them competing in friendly hockey and softball games against each other, raising money for charities through things like Battle of the Badges, purchasing toys for children at Christmas, and reading to kids through the local Read for 20 program. City of Minot, we pledge that we will continue to support our heroes that do wear our badges for protection, to ensure their safety while on the job and providing access to physical and mental health assistance to help them cope with the everyday stresses of their jobs. Now for the heroes in another uniform. We've always been proud of Minot's welcoming relationship with our folks at Minot Air Force Base. The personnel who call Minot Air Force Base home are an integral part of our community. The power that they bring is simply a broader view of the world into our community. They contribute to the growth and maturity of Minot's culture. We welcome their diverse backgrounds and their interests, and we recognize their eagerness to volunteer for a long list of different organizations and community services. There are big things planned coming in the years for Minot Air Force Base, and in 2022, the National Disaster Defense Authorization Act brings significant funding for the nuclear deterrence. For Minot, that will mean thousands of Department of Defense contractors. Say that 10 times fast. Department of Defense contractors over a number of years as the DoD upgrades the Minuteman III missiles into the new GBSD, ground-based strategic deterrent. On the 5th Bomb Wing side, the plans for the re-engineering of the B-52 bomber, ensuring that the mission of the 5th Bomb Wing moves well into the 2050s, which absolutely means some of the pilots of those B-52 bombers have yet to be born. Wrap your head around that for a moment. Now, we want to absolutely ensure a commitment to the military members of their families, and we must continue to make Minot a supportive and friendly community. We want to say thank you to the Minot Park District, to Minot State University, and to the public schools, the Minot Chamber EDC, and so many others that continually are looking for ways to create recreational and entertainment and educational opportunities to not just bolster the quality of life for the folks in Minot, but to bolster the quality of life for everyone who comes to Minot, even if it's only for a couple of years as they are stationed for their first deployments here. One burgeoning program that is called Adopt an Airman is exactly the kind of community outreach that makes a direct impact for those airmen who have come to Minot for their very first deployment. Families can sign up and be paired with a newly stationed service member to help integrate them into the community and help them discover all that there is to do throughout the region. Simply, it helps connect those airmen to the community. I would encourage everyone who is willing to sign up and get involved with the program, as we are looking for families to be paired with those service members. You can reach out to John at the EDC or the chamber here for more details. Certainly there are of course countless Minot residents who do heroic things for their community each and every day. That's no secret. So we sought out nominations this year for the Citizen of the Year. We said we were looking for folks who put the needs of others in front of their own, and someone who goes out of their way to put a smile on someone's face or to donate their time to make someone else's life a little bit better. We've read the nominees, and believe me, this was a very difficult choice. Someone who gives a strong commitment that exemplifies the candidacy of the Citizen of the Year. So if we could, I would have Mr. Eric Locken come forward, please. Now, as Eric's making his way up here, we'll tell you a little bit about him. Eric is a development associate for Project B, but it's what he does with his personal time that absolutely makes him the Citizen of the Year. And Eric, I'm going to have you come on my other side.
Sure.
It's the TV cameras that need to get the picture, just in case you're wondering. Now, here's just a few examples. Eric has organized multiple food drives this past Thanksgiving and provide food baskets for nearly 40 local families. He provides meals for local homeless shelters, and in 2021, Eric raised more than $1,100 to purchase a new book for every student at Washington Elementary. Books for the classroom library of every teacher at Washington, and extra books for birthdays for future giveaways. In all, 513 books. Eric has helped people in Minot and other cities and others across the state. And I just want to read a few quotes here to sum up Eric's efforts with the multiple nominations that came in. He's always looking to fill a need he sees or is made aware of. There isn't anything he wouldn't do to help his community. I'm so proud of him and how much he truly cares about everyone but himself. We want to also say thank you to Farmers Union Insurance for the $1,000 donation that Eric will be able to make a donation in his name for being the Citizen of the Year. So Eric, we want to say thank you. We do have a certificate here that shows Citizen of the Year, Mr. Eric Locken, for all that he has done and all that he will continue to do for the great children and the people of Minot. And also with that, the Mayor's Challenge coin, except for you have to shake my hand to take it. That's the only way you get them.
All right, thanks.
Citizen of the Year, Mr. Eric Locken. And we'll have a discussion a little bit later on which charity that the donation will be going to. Now, 2021 has brought some sweeping changes to the delivery of education in Minot. We've talked a little bit about that, but these changes were purposeful, they were simply thoughtful, and they were years in the making. In December, local voters finished out what had begun years ago by approving our second public high school in Minot, and I think we can say that that's about as positive of a vote as a community our size or anywhere in North Dakota could hope for. That overwhelmingly positive vote will renovate Magic City campus also into a 9 through 12 high school and turn Central Campus into our third middle school, aside from a new high school right where we stand today. But these aren't just physical changes, they are philosophical transformations as well, as it will redefine how we educate our children for generations to come. I want to congratulate our community on choosing this road. It was a courageous decision to finally make. It isn't easy to willingly increase our own financial responsibility, but an excellence in education is essential for an excellent and growing community. It is vital for a resilient and successful city. Now, as a community, we find ourselves at a time and place where two roads are diverging regarding our education system. We chose the positive path forward that leads to a more prosperous future, not only for our schools, but for our entire community. Another significant change that happened in 2021. So the City of Minot acquired the property at 120 Burdick Expressway east from Trinity Health, which will become our new Career and Technical Education Center, also known as CTE. Through a partnership with Minot State University and Dakota College at Bottineau, this program will develop a post-secondary technical educating training opportunity program that includes hospitality, inventory management, the dental assistant program, training for certified nursing assistants, and more. The city designated $3.5 million of NDR grant funding for this project, which represents the train them here and keep them here mentality, something our city has been desperately in need for years. Now, there are many projects happening all over Minot that continue to show just how dynamic this city is becoming, a prosperous city. Some of these projects are public-private partnerships, but many of them are also private investments too. Trinity Health is constructing a new medical campus on the southwest portion of Minot. The hospital is accompanying a facility that will propel the region's healthcare into the future, focused on improved patient care, expanding accessibility, and efficiently delivering outstanding healthcare. Right across the road, if we haven't heard about this one, we need to get you out from underneath the rock. Right across the road to the north, the new Trinity campus will be a multi-use development surrounding an entertainment plaza called The Tracks. Epic Companies will break ground this spring on the mixed-use development. The development will boast more than 60,000 square feet of commercial space, plenty of apartments and condos, along with a public plaza and outdoor skating and hockey rink, all of it surrounding an amphitheater, an entertainment center. And that's just for starters. While Trinity Health and Epic are reshaping the southwest portions of Minot, another change is taking place on North Hill. The Magic City Discovery Center will bring a variety of interactive exhibits and galleries for all children. The groundwork and funds for construction on this magnificent facility began years and years ago, but that hard work paid off in 2021 when the first scoops of dirt were moved and the first concrete was poured. I don't know about you, but I certainly can't wait to see the look on the children's faces when they walk into the Magic City Discovery Center. And how good is that going to look, staring over North Hill, even as you fly into the Magic City? Now, across the community, we have seen new restaurants. I will try this. Got another one? All right, we'll try it with the headphones until that one dies, and then we'll just keep going. How about that? Now, across the community, we've seen new restaurants and businesses open their doors, and certainly many exciting new businesses have expanded. See, that died already. I'll try this one. How about now? I can talk really loud, but I'm assuming most people don't want me shouting at them up front. We'll try this. One last effort, and we'll move on from there. Okay. So some of the different and exciting changes that we've seen have also happened in downtown Minot, but there's a lot of other great opportunities that are happening, expansions. Mainly, what we're talking about is Dakota Square. Take a look at all of the exciting things that are happening also in our commercial district and center. Just recently, another big one is the Big M building. I don't think I'm going to win on this one. The Big M building was purchased by a developer that we know now as certainly Epic. The Epic companies are making a major transformation for the city of Minot. And what we're going to see is the rejuvenation of an iconic building known as M by Epic. It is going to boast mixed-use properties and as well as commercial space on the main floor. I may just kill this and talk loudly. See, it worked yesterday when I was only talking for a half hour at the time, and it's telling me to speed up. So while North Dakota remains very much an agricultural state, we also embrace our role as a force in the world's energy sector. As a gateway to the Bakken, Minot is uniquely located to provide a home for our oil-related communities, their employees, and their families. Minot is a hub city by every definition. A definition that we're pleased that the North Dakota leaders recognized that fact at the legislature through the hub city funding generated from the oil extraction tax revenues. In turn, our community continues to invest in the infrastructure to improve to meet the energy sector and the energy sector's expansion within our community. Now, the sector has helped Minot's population maintain steady growth that we had hoped to beat the 2020 census on that 50,000 population mark. But getting through a pandemic certainly proved to be a little bit challenging, and we know that Minot's population from the 2020 census was 48,377 people. I have no doubt, and I think most people in this room no doubt, that that number is actually higher. We are going to work to continue to move that population number higher, because what it will do is it will unlock a multitude of opportunities for this community, not just through community development block grant funding to unlock those dollars to help with numerous different activities within the city, but the 50,000 mark is also a benchmark for a lot of retail and other businesses looking to expand. The 50,000 population mark is exceptionally important, and I have no doubt that we will be there before too terribly long. Now, one more major economic development component that we have to talk about, of course, this being some of the announcement that came in late 2020, but 2021 helped open this up with the help of the MAC EDC, Minot Chamber EDC, and that, of course, is our intermodal shipping yard. Intermodal shipping yard is the gateway to opening up trade to the world right here from Minot. It represents the busiest port now between Seattle and Chicago on BNSF's main line. This is going to be a major, impactful component for our community, not just agriculturally, but opening up the door to industry, I think, in ways that many of us cannot even begin to realize right now. And not just coincidentally, right across the road is also the only BNSF site certified location that the MAC EDC also just happens to have prepped and ready for economic growth. We are poised and we are ready, and good things are coming through the Port of North Dakota. Now, we are also very proud to work with a variety of local businesses and looking to seek to fulfill their potential. We're fostering our partnerships with international companies like Hess Corporation, like AGT Foods, and so many others. Minot has a lot to offer businesses, both large and small, and we will continue to tell their story. But we also need to tell our story locally, not just globally, but locally. When we talk about local development, we had just finished up a very long 2.5-year program overhauling many of our zoning ordinances. 2.5 years to rewrite or rework many of our ordinances, rolling back the ordinance change that came in 2012 that for many made Minot look a tad bit not so business friendly. This was a collaboration of efforts not only from city staff, but consultants and local developers and other volunteers. We certainly have to say thank you for all of the hard work that went in over the last 2.5 years. This is a big change, moving Minot back into the world of being business friendly. I also want to say that the work on that project is far from complete. There are a number of other ordinances that we'll continue to work on moving forward as we continue to evolve our ordinances in planning and zoning and development. Now, through our community survey in 2021, we learned what residents felt is most important to them throughout the city, and departments are looking at these in terms of what more do we have to achieve and what are we doing well. And to run through some of those numbers, 78% of our residents with an opinion rated Minot as excellent or good as a great place to raise a child. 74% rated the city as excellent or good as a place to live. 65% rated Minot as excellent or good as a place to work. And 61% were satisfied were very satisfied with the overall quality of life in Minot. Now, only 40% were satisfied with the enforcement of the city's codes and ordinances, and only 37% were satisfied with the flow of traffic. I don't think that's a surprise for many of us in our community. The good news is, though, that we're already addressing some of these concerns. As I said, we just completed the 2.5-year overhaul of our ordinances and zoning. The next step is compliance. Our engineering department has made progress on improving traffic flow with investments in the upgraded equipment that will include traffic signals and timing systems. Minot has a lot of old traffic cabinets that will be replaced with the state-of-the-art equipment in coming years. Now, we know that fixing all of these issues isn't an issue that we can do overnight, but we will continue to make those investments in improving those systems so that we can address absolutely one of the biggest concerns within the Magic City. Now, as we know, 2021 was a busy road construction season with major work completed on several high-traffic roadways, including portions of Burdick Expressway. Now, improvement schedules are also coming this year. One of the main issues that we heard in 2021 was there was a lot of road construction. But again, this is an investment in the very foundation of our community that is imperative to a growing and burgeoning community. We do have a very busy schedule ahead in 2022 that will include parts of Burdick, Broadway, 16th Street Southwest, 37th Avenue Southwest, and more locations. We can all view road construction as a temporary inconvenience, but do keep this in mind as we work through our long backlog of road issues. This, again, is an investment into the community that has a lasting impact. In an effort to stay connected to our employees and our community in 2021, the city department heads and others fashioned a set of guidelines for every city employee to follow. The City Pride Initiative defines our missions, our values, and our goals, and we define them as professionalism, responsibility, integrity, dedication, and excellence. Now, as a city, our mission remains constant: to serve our neighbors and building our community with exactly that pride. As part of this initiative, we expect our city employees to carry pride with them each and every day, not just at work, not just at home, but when they are out in the community as well. Our workers know that as public employees, they are under scrutiny both on the job and off. Our police officers and fire department aren't the only first responders. When water main breaks occur in Northwest Minot in early January or this morning, and water is not available to some of our residents, it is our public employees that show up no matter the hour and work until that project is done, no matter the temperature outside. When snow blankets the city over our 6 months of winter sometimes in North Dakota, it doesn't matter if it is morning, noon, day or night. It doesn't matter if it's the weekend or a birthday for one of their children. Those dedicated employees are out there moving snow. And certainly at our water treatment plant, we have city staff on site all day, every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to ensure that Minot and all of our water users that are provided water through the Northwest Area Water Supply Project, their needs are met. Now, ahead in 2022 are our opportunities to capitalize and move forward. Daily life in dealing with COVID variants, keeping the federal NDR grant project on budget and on schedule for its closeout in September of 2023. Preparations for the 2023 legislative session, a comprehensive plan kickoff, the budget for 2023 that certainly already has many challenges. And certainly that is inherent to our growing needs for life, health, and safety in the aspects of our community. And certainly we already know that those are facing challenges due to inflationary costs. And we know that more of those challenges are ahead. Also, in the very near future, we have a citywide election coming forward. It has a majority of the council up for election on the ballot. And I would strongly encourage anyone who has any interest in this to pick up a packet. Pick up a packet to go around and get your petitions. I think a strong message moving forward, though, is clear for anyone running for whether it's council, school board, or even just a township board. And I don't mean to diminish by saying just. They're all important. They all play a very special role in each one of our lives. But coming in, have not just one agenda item, but rather a big picture view of all aspects of the community and how we as a community are going to get there down the road. Be prepared for tough decisions and exceptional demands on yourself. But know this, it is rewarding. It is rewarding, and we need strong leaders at all levels within our community. When I reflect on how our past decisions have steered our community through difficult times, it reminds me of the final line of Robert Frost's "The Road Not Taken," and it reads, "And that has made all the difference." When two roads equally lay in front of us, we know that we must choose a path forward. We have faith that someday that we will tell Minot's story, not with a sigh, but one with confidence that the choices that we have made indeed have made all the difference. We believe the road that we have taken leads to a better Minot. I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be here today, despite some technical challenges. As we take a look through our community right now, there is so many great things that are moving forward that have made all the difference. And if we take a look around the room today, many folks in here are the ones that are making all the difference for the community. Because it's the involvement, it's the willingness to get involved with the community that makes all the difference. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much. Thank you to the city staff for being here, for Harold, and for, of course, Minot Public Schools. We're looking for some exceptional things when we come back for a State of the City here in a couple of years. And be sure to make all the difference. Have a great day.
I'll do this